Hi, I'm Kylie, and I'm going to be showing you all how to make chili. I started making chili and cooking for myself when I was about 10, because when I was younger, I used to complain to my mom about putting beans in the chili because I absolutely hate beans. She told me, if you don't like it, make your own. So I started making my own, and now mine is actually better than hers. She's not a very good cook. So today we're going to need a frying pan to fry up our meat, and then the saucepan for mixing it all together. You need to spray the pan so it doesn't stick. I already did that, but I use pan. Use whatever you want. Slide that disgusting raw meat in there and crank it on high. Then you kind of just need to let it fall apart and cook for a bit. Okay, so our hamburger's all browned up. I browned up 2 pounds. I usually only use 1. I just pull the other half apart. Just comes in 2 pounds. I added the seasoning. I would have showed you that before, but you wouldn't have been able to hear me over all the frying. I added black pepper and minced garlic. Now, while that just kind of simmers and stays warm, in the pot, I'm going to open a can of sauce and a can of diced tomatoes and add them in. Okay. In goes the sauce. And now for the diced tomatoes. If I can get it on the thing. Always tricky. I usually use Hunt's sauce and the Hunt's tomatoes. I guess I just like that brand. There's no specific reason. It's just what my mom buys. Okay, pour the tomatoes in. Splatter my shirt a little. Okay, usually to use all of the stuff inside the can, I add the water that I need to add in here. It's about half of the can. That's what my mom always says. We just measure by look. Pour it in. Then put that on 6, medium, whatever it is on your oven, and let it simmer for a little bit. Okay, so I took out half of the hamburger that we will not be using today, and I'm just going to set it aside for right now. So, as you can see, everything that we mixed so far, the tomatoes, the sauce, and the water, is starting to boil. Some water on the fryer, not doing too good. Okay. So now we're going to add this original chili mix from McCormick's, just as a base for the seasoning. Add it to your sauce. And then you can move all of your meat over. And stir that in. Then if you come over here, we have a lot of sides to add. I usually add onions, green peppers, yellow peppers, red peppers. I like my chili spicy. Not many people do, but I don't make it over, too spicy. So we'll first add the onions. Put them all in there. Then I already took out the middles and part of the seeds and all of the peppers. So now I'm just going to need to cut them, which I won't make you guys watch that. Okay, now we have our peppers all chopped up, and we can go and add them to our chili mix or sauce, whatever you want to call it. A little bit of red, a little bit of green, a little bit of yellow. I don't put in too much. My dad's not really a pepper person. Stir it in there. All of them colors. I like chunks of tomato and a lot of meat in my chili. But again, no beans. I make it without beans and it still tastes okay. And then I mix in a bunch of different seasonings. I have black pepper, chili powder to make it hot, and crushed red pepper, even though there's real peppers, basil, Italian seasoning, garlic, parsley, a little bit of oregano, and a little bit of allspice. First, some black pepper. Again, I do all of this just kind of by sight and taste and how much I think needs to be in there. So I can't really help you on measurements if you were planning on making this ever. Chili powder. Now that I had a lot of. As well as the Italian seasoning. I had quite a bit of that too. It gives it just a little bit of a kick. Turn my burner on to low, kind of let this all simmer together. Stir that together, and now I'm going to add the last little bit, some garlic, because who doesn't like a little bit of smelly breath? Some oregano, and some allspice. And then some parsley and some basil. Stir it all together. Add a little bit of water if you like it a little more runny or a little more chunky. Don't add more water. Whatever you prefer. And voila, there's the chili. It smells amazing. So that is how I make my chili, and I continue to do so all the time, as well as I make multiple other things for myself, because my mom still tells me if I don't like the way she does it, make it myself. So I do. Oh, and one more thing you can add to the chili. Some Parmesan cheese. Gives it a little something. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I guess it really depends if my mother picks it up from the store. Along with all this ingredients. And that's it. Thank you for letting me teach you how to make my chili.